stop in the NBA is it is that time of the week again. NBA MVP tracker as we are getting down to the nitty gritty. Less than 10 games to go. Starting at the bottom, we once again got Victor Wembanyama. He's outstanding. Not a whole lot needs to be said. Next up, we got SGA. Not a whole lot more needs to be said. He's outstanding. And at the top, we still got Luka, who is leading the way for MVP. The reason I went through this so quickly is because it's the exact same as last week. And that's because Wemby is probably you can make a case, the best two-way player in this conversation just because he is that outstanding defensively. Shea is about to average 30 points for 4 consecutive seasons. He's already a Hall of Famer right now if he were to just never pick up a basketball again with his resume, plus, the ring, the MVP, and everything else he's done. And everybody gets in the Basketball Hall of Fame. So, but he's one that's definitely – Luka's on a historic run right now. If we look – let's just isolate the month of March right now where they won 14 games. He averaged almost 48 and 8 or something for the entire month while shooting relatively decent percentages as well. He played 38 minutes per game, which compared to Wemby's averaging 29 minutes per game on the season and has missed, I believe, 16 games. So if we want to throw those in there, that's always a factor. SGA is still awesome. 6 and 1.5 does the other. If you want to say SGA over Luka, fine. But the tear that Luka has been on recently, and we've seen NBA MVPs, if you go on a run late, that could really shake it up if it is close, which I think it is very close between these two. He's been outstanding. He's responsible for, at minimum, with the 8 assists and the 33 points. That is at an absolute minimum 41 points. And that's not including hockey assists. That's if all the assists were 2-pointers, not threes. That's not including the gravity and the extra kicks. He's been absolutely sensational. SGA, we know how good he's been, and J-Dub's been out all season, so it's even more impressive. He has missed some time on top of it, and the Thunder are just that well-oiled of machine. When SGA is gone, they still win. They are that loaded, so that maybe a slight tick in Luka's favor as well. And Wemby, as we mentioned, they're going to win 60 games. Best defensive player in basketball already, and he's really good offensively despite limited playing time. Yeah, and of course, Joker, like prime LeBron, is always in the conversation, just outside of this top 3. As long as he's alive, Joker is in the conversations. But right now, it feels like it's got to be Luka. Going against it would be, I don't want to say reckless, but it almost feel like hating at this point. It'd feel like almost downright hating. You look at it statistically, it makes sense. You look at the record, they've won over 50 games. He would be the first player to score in NBA history, I believe, to score over 33 points on a 50-win team and not win MVP. Oh, wait, he'd be the second one to do because he already did that. He did that 2 years ago on the Mavs when they went to the finals, when he averaged that and didn't get that MVP that year. So I don't want to hear about the defensive thing either because, A, we're going to use advanced stats to show for SGA, Wemby, and efficiency. Luka's defensive stats actually in the last month have been really good, and he's one of the leaders in NBA steals and win shares. And B, this is not the who's the best player in the world where you kind of make this is MVP, which in theory is the best player of the season, which considering it gets construed every year, best player on the best team is having a great season, all these weird-ass parameters. But it's never going off of your rankings on your advanced defensive win share stats. That's what defensive player of the year is for. That's why they don't have offensive player of the year in basketball because that's basically MVP. So if for me, I don't want to hear any of the defensive things. If you want to say that's why he's not the best player in the world, okay, fair point. But if we're MVPs, a different conversation. Otherwise, it would have been LeBron for 18 consecutive MVPs. It would have been Jordan for, 15 consecutive MVPs. So I digress. We're off my soapbox. The MVP tracker stays the same for 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, I mean, look, I like the MVP tracker this week again. Just adding to the Luka conversation, he has not scored less than 30 since March 5th, which was a loss, one of 2 losses in the month of March that he was a part of. He also missed one game, which was against the Wizards, so who knows how many more points he would have scored against the Wizards when you have Bam scoring 70 plus.
And that's because of his technical fouls too. It was a suspension, not even because he was injured. It was because he wouldn't shut his damn mouth.
Yeah, well, and honestly, that suspension, I don't blame him.
They rescinded one of them afterwards. So you know what? It's fine. If you're gonna say his weakness is chirping, okay.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, I think it's been incredible to talk about. I mean, even his games under 30 have been 27, 27, and 28, and they were at the beginning of March. We're at the point now where he's got 19 games left in the season. And it wouldn't shock me in the least if he continues to put up 30 a night in games he actually plays more than 20 minutes in.
So they got even less. They got 9 games left at this point. They're under 10. They're right at the end of it. So
I thought it was 63 right now.
No, I'm pretty sure there's more than 63.
No, but
Either way, as you were saying, all he has to do is basically not score 0 for the next two to 3 weeks, and he's pretty much going to be locked in for the scoring title. He's 4 points ahead of, or 3 points ahead of SGA. I feel like if he's not the MVP, it almost just kind of feels very weird at this point to not give him MVP with what he's doing this year. It's like, what more would he have to do?
Yeah, you're right.
Unless you're really going to harp on he doesn't play defense very well.
8 games left. My bad. I was looking at the games he's participated in, not the total games. So they played 76, so 8 games left. So, sorry, 6 games left.
And by the way, if we did that with the other two, they've missed more games than Luka, if I'm not mistaken. I'm pretty sure Wemby has, or at least it's relatively comparable, so you can't do it. And I'm going to make this point too. Wemby is awesome, and he deserves to be in this conversation. That's why he's there. He averages 29 minutes a game. Luka averages about 38. If you want to prorate that and take away games missed, that's like almost 16 games over the course of a season in difference. So that's good for Wemby why his stats aren't loaded, but at the same time, Luka has to carry that much of a load on top of it. He doesn't have 3 All-Americans in the backcourt like the Spurs do next to him. 3 McDonald's All-Americans and a former Light the Beam All-Star in De'Aaron Fox, who might be the third best of the group if you ask us in like 18 months when you look at Harper and Castle back there. I digress. We're not going to go on soapbox. This is our MVP tracker. We'll go through this one quickly because we got some important stuff to get into.
Bring Fox back to Sacramento. That's all I ask.
Why do you want to do that to Fox?
Good point. All right, fair enough. I don't want to do that to De'Aaron.
He was a good soldier. Don't punish him by sending him back yet.
Yeah, we're not going to do that to him. My bad.